So we've already listed system resources, which was relatively easy. Now we have to define the risk of an attack on those resources using the vulnerabilities we've found. At this point, we should get to know the methods of the attackers. If we know them, we will better understand how the attackers could exploit some of the system errors, or bugs. The picture you see in the slide shows an attack methodology from a school of hackers. This is a Chinese school of hackers that gives professional lessons in breaking into computers. The picture represents a very general method for an attack. In order to pass the subject, a student must find an email address of a victim, or the IP address of its computer. As we know from previous modules, this is relatively easy because such data is widely available and there are tools that make it easier to obtain them. Let's try the left route of the attack. After having obtained the email address of the victim, we send him or her a malicious email. Then we define a system entry point. It turns out that the mail server and the email client programs installed on the computer can serve as the entry point. The most difficult part is to get the user to open the malicious attachment. To achieve this, we could use eye-catching photos or interesting content. Next, we have to ensure that we'll be able to access the system repeatedly. We will start a program that will allow us to take control of the victim's computer and to gain access to it in the future. We should fully use the effort we've put into the attack. If you analyze the diagram from the School of Hackers by yourself, you will know where to set trust boundaries and how to counter real threats. This is what threat modeling is all about. You have to define actual threats to your computer to find a way to counter them. Risk management is quite complicated. It requires more skill than setting up the system, downloading updates, and enabling firewall protection do. Therefore, we should use reliable solutions only. One such solution is the STRIDE model. It divides threats into 6 categories according to the consequences of the attack. The attacker can spoof someone's identity, they can tamper with data, or deny that he or she performed an action, which is called repudiation. We will discuss each of these in detail later in the seminar. Another threat concerns the disclosure of confidential information obtained by an unauthorized person. D in the STRIDE model stands for the denial of service attack, which is an attempt to make service unavailable to its intended users. The last category of attack is called elevation of privilege. That is, gaining unauthorized elevation of user privileges. You can see the visualization of the STRIDE model on the right side of the slide.